Once upon a time, there was a junior high called Port Hardy Junior Secondary School, which opened in April 1971. The same building is where we are currently attending elementary school. There are 5 students and 1 teacher librarian who were intrigued to discover the history of this building and what's in a name.
Well, for me, there are a lot of memories, a lot of things that stand out, a lot of kids that stand out.
The first 3 principals of Port Hardy Junior Secondary School were Jack Buller, James Koch, and Michael Chinas. They were principals between 1971 and 1976. In 1973, there was a Canadian Pacific strike. This caused the Portables to be stuck in Vancouver. Utah Island Copper Mine started production in 1971. Many people from different nationalities came for jobs in 1972. Their children would come to the school. The school was full of students. Port Hardy was rapidly growing in size and population. The gym at the Port Hardy Junior Secondary School was built in 1974. With the new gym, the students no longer had to do recreational activities in the hallway. To add to all that confusion, in April 1974, Robert Scott, the only elementary school, burned down, excluding the gym. Everyone attending Robert Scott was moved to different locations, such as the Robert Scott Gym, the church, Cole Harbour School, the arena, and the Portables. In 1976, the junior high was transformed when the students and staff moved up to the new high school. This building officially became an elementary school. It was named Eagleview when the first elementary school principal, Warner Mankey, held a contest at Carrot Park. There was a boy in grade 6 that spotted 22 flying eagles in the sky and decided that Eagleview was the perfect name for the elementary school. He entered his idea in the draw and won. Mr. Mankey had to convince Eve Smith, the school board trustee, that it would be a great name. He pointed out to her that EVES were her initials. The flag was created by Lucas Grayson in roughly 2006. Around the same time as the naming, the field was laid down. At that time, the Utah mine manager's kids went to the school. They got permission to use the machines from the mine to lay down the field. What was your most memorable experience?
One of the odd things to me was that the posters and the pictures in the school, they were all over the place. Some down here on the wall, some up there, and some over here. And eventually I said to him, Mr. Chinas, I really wonder why is it that you like I'm a little more organized. I like to see things more symmetric. Why are the pictures all over the place? Oh, he said, it's easy here. You lifted one up, there was a hole below it.
Wow. Mine would have to be the basketball team and any others.
When I slipped and fell walking in the mud along the top of a hill, nobody laughed at me.
One of the kids was running around bashing the lockers with his golf ball, and I took the club away. And I hit the ball, and it went all the way down here, and it went right in the cup. And as I was walking down, there's one fellow who was standing right there, just out of my sight, who I didn't see or didn't recognize, was the new superintendent of schools. So I walked up to him, I didn't know who he was, and I said, "Not batty," and I handed him the golf club, and I turned around and went back. And I don't know if he appreciated that too much.
School. My most memorable experience would be doing the hurdles down the far hallway with Noreen Leapins, doing high jump into the ESL room, and we had some amazing musicals. Harry Jansen produced huge musicals at the school. One I was in was The Wizard of Oz, where I was the Scarecrow, and another one that was a huge production was Oliver Twist. My brother was Oliver, and it incorporated the Sequana Singers, and we had an amateur drama society, and all groups were incorporated in this. It was a massive production.
Wow.
I came here, but getting involved in music, and we were supported very well. Wendy's husband, Bob, and I had a band, a little band that formed together out here, and we used to play in the hallways.
Rock band, they were wild.
Yeah.
Recess, and we'd set up the rooms and do little dances and sock hops.
Oh, the sock hops, that's right. Yeah.
And just gave me a real love for music and opportunity to share it.
My memorable moment was the first September teaching here there was part of this building here, and then there was a portable down across from Sapati Park, and it was the old Utah cook shacks, and there were 2 classrooms, for the grade 7s. And
Was that the first year or the second?
that was the first year.
First year.
So the grade 7s were in the cook shacks. 2 grade 7s and the 8, 9s, and 10s were in the main building. And I was a beginning teacher and I didn't have my own car, so I had to borrow the principal's Jeep to drive here when I went down to teach grade 7. And the first time it happened, he didn't tell me anything about the Jeep. So I was all excited to get down there in time as a new teacher and really enthusiastic and eager. So I went down, roaring down the Seaview to slow down. They jammed on and it dragged me across the lawn through this property. Just about hit the house, cut out back and onto the road and through the stop sign and into the portables. So that was my first arrival to teach grade 7. I almost took the portables out with the principal's Jeep. Anyways.
It was hard getting coordinated too, because so many teachers were switching, right? You'd be teaching up here, and then I would have to go down there, and you had to wait for another teacher.
Bushy area. All the playground equipment was made of logs. And so it wasn't steel and bright orange and red colors, it was like logs, so it sort of fit more into the...
It was more of an obstacle course, like a military style obstacle course.
It had like a little swing, didn't it? A little bridge that...
Oh, there was...
Well, yeah, there was a little wooden bridge there for a while, yeah. But there was the A-frame log.
In 2010, Robert Scott students and teachers came to Eagleview. Robert Scott is now an abandoned school with a few rooms rented for activities. Eagleview School is now completely occupied with over 300 students. How do you feel about the amalgamation?
It's hard, but it's easy to get used to.
It was kind of bad at first, but then felt better.
I think it's good because there's different people in the school to know what their cultures are and the differences.
I don't like it.
It was a school that my parents went to and a couple of my aunties went to, and when I heard that it was closing down, I was actually pretty upset.
I kind of like it because my friends are.
I'm feeling a lot better now about the amalgamation. It was a bit of a shake-up for all of us, I think, at the start here. It's like trying to put two households together into one household. And we've certainly got used to each other here, and I think it's going very well. Yeah. I think this is a great school, and it's a great school because we make it a great school. And people from Robert Scott have brought things which worked well for them, and they work well here too. And the Eagleview kids that are here, have done the same. So I think it's onward and upward from here. It's our school. Let's make it a great school.
What does the name Eagleview symbolize?
I think it symbolizes like thoughtful, calming, nice, stuff like that.
Symbol where the roots behind the name was because of all the eagles that hung out in the trees down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just
felt like the nature of Pahari.
Yeah. I guess that's what it symbolizes, the fact that you're here in the forest on the North Island here with all the wildlife around, close to your doorstep.
An eagle?
To me, I look up and see eagles and I think of majestic, powerful individuals that have freedom to explore. So for me, the eagles represent just that, the confidence that students have and elders looking down and overseeing the children's development and inquiry and investigating our world, the adventure of the world and curiosity.
Well, when somebody says Eagleview, I think of like eagles nesting in the trees near the school.
The name Eagleview has been here as long as I have been here, and I think was named Eagleview because of our proximity to the ocean and our being able to see the eagles outside and appreciate how wonderful it is to be able to see the eagles in their natural habitat, and I think everybody really enjoys the name that we have. I don't think that anything is I don't think we should be called anything else, let's say that.
The school throughout the years definitely took Pahari's wildlife into account. A group has become aware that people noticed Eagleview stands for the nature of our town. We completely agree. Eagleview School participates in many activities to get the community involved in preserving our wildlife. Each year, Eagleview releases salmon into a nearby river. Miss Gunson started the tradition in 1989 with George Bates. Kindergarten students still release salmon to this day. Soon after, in 1990, Mrs. Groff started a school garden and composting program. The primary teacher started a school garden in the front of the school in 2008. In the last 5 years, Mr. Barfoot has taken a big step by leading the school compost and green team. Our group has learned about his school, history, and we are proud to say that we go to Eagleview.
To the best of our research and knowledge, this is what happened. And so we lived happily ever after. The end.
Walking blues, climb the fence, books and pens, I can tell.